The people who wanted you to play small are about to learn why you're the biggest. Not because you got louder, flashier, or meaner, but because you finally decided to live at your true size and let your results do the talking while your schedule does the proof. For a long time, you were building the parts nobody claps for. The foundation beneath the facade, the rhythm beneath the melody, the agreements beneath the ambition. And from the outside, it looked like nothing yet. But from the inside, it felt like everything. Mornings protected, so your mind returned to you before the world could draft it. One meaningful finish each day, so momentum developed a spine. Rest treated as infrastructure, so judgment stayed clean. Weekly resets, so values lived on your calendar instead of dying in captions. That's not aesthetics, it's architecture, and architecture doesn't argue. It stands, and standing ends debates. People misread your privacy as secrecy, your patience as passivity, your humility as hesitation. They preferred a version of you that was convenient for them, quiet enough to ignore, useful enough to borrow from, small enough to dismiss. And they rehearsed lines like, too much, too late, too ambitious, until the script felt true to them. But scripts buckle when the data walks in, and the data is here. Outputs that repeat, standards that hold, boundaries that don't need monologues to be respected. You've moved from convincing to convening. You don't audition for rooms that profit from confusion. You create conditions where clarity is the only language spoken. You don't chase attention. You select alignment, and alignment is magnetic. It draws opportunities that honor your standards and repels invitations that only want your glow without your guardrails. That's why a certain crowd feels jolted. Their old leverage depended on your self-doubt. Once you stopped paying chaos with attention, their currency collapsed. Being the biggest isn't a personality, it's a pattern. You carry order without crushing softness. Set boundaries that make every room safer. Choose the long game over short-term optics and measure every yes by 3 gates. Peace, power, pace, peace. Does this protect inner steadiness? Power. Does this honor values and strengthen the future? Pace. Can it be carried without self-betrayal? One no closes the gate, because maybe is where chaos sneaks in, and I'll try is where boundaries go to die. Expect last-ditch theatrics, love bombs from the same lips that sharpened rumors, urgent requests from unprepared timelines, invitations that flatter the ego while starving the future. But none of it is urgent for you. Emergency culture is retired. If a response is necessary, answer with policy, not performance. That's not accurate. That doesn't work for me. Please put it in writing. If anything moves forward, it must honor respect, accountability, and a pace I can sustain, and then exit the spin. Your no is a complete sentence. Your yes has an itinerary, and your privacy is stewardship, not secrecy. Seeds need soil, not spotlights. The chorus that asked you to dim will call the new posture arrogance. But humility is not pretending to be less. Humility is telling the exact truth about capacity and honoring it daily. The exact truth is that smallness never protected anyone. Clarity did, structure did, boundaries did, and those are now your crown. As scale increases, sensitivity increases too. That's not weakness, it's instrumentation. A finely tuned instrument rejects static. Some rooms now feel too loud because your nervous system can finally tell intuition from projection, concern from control, urgency from unprepared. Use that data to guard the lane. Keep the weekly audit that keeps rain humane. What moved the needle? What drained me? What gets removed or delegated? Leaks sink ships quietly. Fix them before chasing upgrades. Fund what multiplies. Craft, health, learning, core relationships, home base. Decline what dilutes, even if it flatters the ego. Celebrate without sabotaging. Breathe, touch daylight, eat something real. Thank the ones who carried weight beside you. Then calmly return to the pattern that made this season inevitable. The dopamine of applause is a spark. The joy of integrity is a hearth. Build hearths, not sparks. Reputation converts from rumor to ledger when work repeats. Ledgers don't argue, they tally. When outcomes outlast opinions, rooms recalibrate on their own. You won't need a megaphone, because results speak in every dialect. If accountability arrives at your door, from those who mishandled you on the way up, keep the procedure clean. Hold truth once in writing, restitution mapped to dates and verifiable steps. No drip feeding for attention. No access until repaired behavior repeats quietly over time. Forgiveness frees the body. Access is a separate decision. Locks aren't punishments. Locks are how a house remains a home. If grief passes through, grief for hours spent defending yourself to people who profited from confusion, for seasons wasted in rooms that asked you to shrink. Let it move without steering the day. Missing is a feeling. Returning is a decision. The decision is to stop rehearsing scripts that require self-betrayal to earn belonging, to stop calling chemistry what is really history repeating, to stop confusing attention with care. The decision is to keep the crown on and the pace humane. What does biggest look like up close? It looks like mornings that don't begin in a courtroom of opinions, like one concrete finish each day that compounds into a portfolio of proof, like evenings that shut down on purpose so the mind doesn't work a night shift it never agreed to, like calendars that reflect values instead of contradicting them, like boundaries that keep everyone safer, including people who don't appreciate them yet. It looks like saying no to rooms that want reach without standards, brilliance without boundaries, comfort without truth, like offering correction in private, praise in public, and refusing to weaponize access or romanticize distance, like sharing headlines with most, chapters with the consistent few, and sacred details with no one until roots are strong. It looks like speaking cleanly, keeping promises, and letting your standards set the air. Soft jaws, low shoulders, clear eyes. It looks like becoming hard to bait because you answer bait with policy. It looks like becoming hard to move because you rest before collapse. It looks like a reputation that doesn't spike when you enter the room. It settles. You'll watch the familiar cycle play in the gallery. First they doubt, then they watch, then they borrow, then they ask. You don't have to gatekeep wisdom, but you do have to gatekeep access. Let people study the principles, not consume your peace. Alignment will handle who stays close. If questions come, what changed? Keep the line portable. The standard changed. You stopped paying chaos with attention, matched your yes to a schedule that can carry it, chose outcomes over outbursts, and gave truth time to land. Now it has, and the landing is loud enough that even whispers can't compete. When invitations arrive, wrapped in flattery, run the 3-gate test: peace, power, pace, and remember that the right decline today protects 1,000 future yeses. When urgent knocks, translate it. Often it means, I didn't prepare and want you to pay for it. Your mission is not a battery for other people's last-minute theater. Keep the sentence that ends negotiations you never agreed to have. I don't trade my calling for a conversation. It isn't icy, it's precise. Say it to the phone before messages, to the calendar before invites, to the nerves when faux emergencies dress like destiny. Precision keeps attention out of traps. days out of loops, purpose out of public tug-of-war. Over time, peace becomes normal, mornings sovereign, body regulated, one completion compounding into many. Numbers that match reality because leaks are closed, rooms that exhale when you enter because you bring order rather than theater. The chorus that demanded your smallness will revise its notes because results are educating spaces that rumor used to rule. Let that happen without commentary. No need to narrate a harvest that's already visible. The future here isn't loud. It's long, not a moment, but an era. Not luck, but alignment. Not a costume crown, but a contract crown. A commitment to rule the small things well so the big things don't break you. The people who wanted you to play small will say you changed. Translate, access changed. You're not harder, you're clearer. Not careless, careful with cost. Not distant, devoted. To the mission, the body that carries it, the relationships that honor it, the future that needs it. So walk it out. Protect the morning like it protects you back. Finish something real. Rest like strategy, audit weekly, fix leaks early, share selectively, answer bait with policy, and measure every choice by peace, power, pace. You didn't get big by accident. You got accurate about your capacity and organized around it. You're not here to eclipse others. You're here to embody what happens when a life tells the truth in public. The stage that required your smallness is gone. The rooms that meet you at your right size are opening, and the headline writes itself. You didn't become the biggest by shouting. You became the biggest by showing up again and again until the facts were undeniable and the light no longer asked for permission to shine.